Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video we're talking all things eyeshadow palettes. So I saw Make Me Up Missa, sorry, or Melissa, do this eyeshadow palette tag. I'll leave the person who originally started this tag down below, and I just fancied answering those questions about what my favourite eyeshadow palettes are. And what I have done with each question, so I've already looked at the questions, I will insert a little look that I've done featuring with each of those palettes, just for, I thought, a bit more extra fun. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions, and I will show the palettes the rating to each question, and like I said, a bit of a makeup look will pop up on the screen. And yeah, so if that sounds like something you're interested, then please we'll keep watching. Okay, so the first one is all-time favourite, and I think the one that definitely quickly sprung to mind because it's my most used as well. It's not a particularly colourful palette, but yeah, because it's my most used. It's colours that complement my blue eyes. It's the kind of warm tones that I enjoy a lot, and it's the Aether Beauty Solstice palette. As you can see, mine is an absolute state. But it's got all the beautiful kind of warm tones, some beautiful metallics in there, and I just love it for summertime in particular, but kind of I use it all year round because, like I said, I think kind of more warmer tones suit blue eyes and make them pop a bit more. I really love the formula of these eyeshadows. These matte shadows in here, as I mentioned before, are some of the best clean beauty matte shadows I've used, and yeah, I really enjoy it. So they're super easy to blend. The metallics are really beautiful. You can get kind of nice soft day look, and you can really vamp up to a nice evening look as well. So I would say the Aether Beauty Solstice palette is definitely my all-time favourite. Okay, so the next one is a new favourite, and sticking with Aether Beauty, it's probably no surprise, I need to do a video again with this soon, the Moonlight palette. So this has obviously got the, again, it's got a little messy, this has got the blues, the purples, the greens, my favourite colour combos to go for. And I was really happy with this palette, especially with like the more bluey green tone here, because after the Joshua Tree palette I was worried how the more colourful mattes were going to work in this palette, and luckily beautiful. Love them a lot. Probably my favourite shades are the kind of blue one here. I really like the combo of this matte kind of purple pink with this light shimmer green. That's really beautiful. The silver is really pretty as well. It's just generally a really nice palette, and if you wanted to maybe one day not go for the colours and want to create a bit more of a, not an everyday look, but maybe a more neutral tone smoky look, it has got the kind of darker grey, it has got these kind of like bronze, a little bit of silver, this nice like pink, to create a slightly more like neutral toned smoky eye, which I think is really good. But I was super pleased when I got this that the colourful mattes worked really nicely in this palette. So yeah, it's definitely like a new favourite of mine, and I love the packaging. Absolutely love the packaging of this. Okay, next one is Keep for the Memories. Now, there are a few on here that I wasn't really sure. There's this one and another question I was like, I don't really know what to go for. But in terms of Keep for the Memories, I have got a palette that is here. Now, I don't use it. The last time I used it was actually for this video. But for some reason, it's more nostalgia. Because I'd say the eyeshadows, they're pretty good quality, not anything special. The palette itself isn't anything special in terms of colour, kind of colour palette, or anything like that. It just brings back good memories every time I look at it. So it's this DFMA palette. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know I went to a course in London. I did like makeup, special effects, prosthetics, which I loved, and they did give you like a kit, and this is amongst the kit. Luckily it was cruelty free as well, which is really handy. So this one in particular is the Independent palette. So like I said, I mean, for cool toned looks, perfect, because it's beautiful cool tones. It's not the most exciting of palettes. I don't use it ever, really, like I said, apart from the clip that you'll see. But every time I see like the DFMA logo and stuff, I just remember about the time there and how much fun I had and how much I've learned since then, and want to try and kind of progress a bit further with the makeup and with the special effects prosthetic side of things. Next one is underrated. I have used this one recently, but I think the Luvia Matte Mosaic palette is quite an underrated palette. I don't always think to use it, but when I do, I'm really, really happy with it and really like the colours. So it's an all matte palette, as the name suggests. Kind of a mix of some neutral shades and colourful shades, but even the colourful shades are a bit more of a muted colour as opposed to the neons. So I think this is perfect for people who don't tend to wear colour but want to dabble with colour on the eyes, because they're not super in your face colours, but they are like a nice colour, and you can create some fun looks with them, as well as the neutral tones. Like I said, all mattes, really pigmented, blend really well, quite affordable if I remember correctly. It's been a while, and I might look into some of the other palettes from them. And I actually quite like the packaging as well. So yeah, definitely an underrated one. I always forget to use it, but then when I do, I really love it. And like I said, if you're someone who doesn't tend to wear colour on the eyes, thinking about wanting to inject a bit of colour but don't want to go for the neon colours, this is great because, like I said, they're kind of colourful but they're also muted at the same time, so not too in your face. Next one, not a favourite but can't get rid of. So, I don't know if I did have a clip for this, because I did try and do a clip and it just went horribly wrong. Now I think it's meant to be one that's like not necessarily a hated palette or a disliked palette, but as I tend to keep palettes that I only really enjoy, I don't really have one that isn't not necessarily a favourite, one I don't like. Anyway, the one that is not a favourite but can't get rid of, it's nowhere near a favourite at all. It's the bottom of the part. I do need to get rid of it because I don't like using it at all. Like I said, I tried again purposely for this video to create a clip. I can't remember whether I just gave up or kept it in, so you'll see. Probably no surprise, but it's the Aether Beauty Joshua Tree palette. I did mention at the beginning, I was super excited when I saw this release. Packaging is gorgeous. I love the colour combo. And I was really excited because there was actually some really kind of unusual colours in here. Like I really like this green, this like periwinkle, is it periwinkle blue, but like it's unusual bluey with a hint of purple. Even these kind of like mustard yellow and orange. Like I thought again this would be a really beautiful palette, and as I mentioned, like Aether Beauty mattes have always been stunning. Now admittedly this end works perfectly fine, but I didn't want it for the neutrals, I wanted it for the colours. And again, when I first saw it, I had in mind that would be perfect for people who wanted to dabble in colour but didn't want anything intense, because again they're kind of muted colours, so nothing in your face, but nothing blended well together at all with it. I did a couple of videos, really struggled, and some patchy, and even colours that I thought would go together just for some reason weren't working together. And it's still sat here after all this time, and for some reason I just struggled to kind of get rid of it. I do need to, but yeah, it's still here amongst my other palettes. Okay, next one is Fave Collab. So this is one that unfortunately is not available anymore, and this is one that Emily, I bought off Emily as she was decluttering it. And it is the Dose of Colours Friendcation palette. So this was the Dose of Colours times Desi Perkins and Katie, aka Lust Deluxe, who I do very much miss their videos. I know Desi's obviously pregnant with a second child, so motherhood, busy being a mum, so understandable. And I think just Katie's gone to do other things potentially, which is fair enough. I do miss their videos, but you know, you can't. People do change what their kind of career paths. So yeah, I really love this palette. It's fun packaging. It's great for a night out, and there's some really beautiful shades. And what I love is the metallics. Like you got the popper blue, of course I'm gonna love that. This green is like a dirty green gold. Love it. I really like the cranberry tone. And what I like is, although they've got like pops of colour in the metallics, this is gorgeous as well, they've got the neutral tones to go with it. So you can kind of go like a half neutral, half colourful eye look with it. You can definitely create a day look with it using some of the more neutral tones, and like Just a Kiss is gorgeous if you want a little pop of shimmer. But this is great for like evening looks, date night looks, going out looks. I love it. I've used it quite a few times. Definitely my two favourite colours are A Moment and Dirty Money. beautiful, beautiful shades. I will just quickly swatch now. But yeah, love them both. So that is definitely a collab that I love. Fortunately, like I said, you can't get it anymore, which is a shame. Okay, so then I've got 2021 favourite. Now, I think probably my favourite throughout kind of I got in 2021 would be the... So you may think I would say Moonlight, but I only got that towards the end of 2021. So I'm going to go with, if I can get it out, the Kash Beauty Colourtrip palette. So I got this for my birthday because I really, really wanted it. It's beautiful. So if you know Kaylee MUA, this is her brand, Kash Beauty. This is well loved. So I love creating like fun looks with this. You can see I've hit pan on a lot of this. The cake liners are a mess because I love using them for fun looks. And yeah, I've got a lot of use out of this. It's great. Again, you can create some neutral tones. You've got your nice neutral colours here, the cool tone browns here, slightly more warm orangey tones here, the pop of copper, which is gorgeous. Only a couple of shimmers in here, but I think it's fine. The colours work really nice, really pigmented, blend well, and like I said, I really like the cake liners. One thing I haven't mentioned before is I wish they had them in bigger pans, especially when it comes to the white and black. I mean, the white I can't use, it's just used black, and I kind of create grey now. The rest not so bad, but just a little bit less mixing would be ideal with that. But yeah, I've got a lot of use out of it. It's filthy, it's well loved, and yeah, I really do love that palette. Okay, so I've got 3 left. So, didn't expect to love palette, that Sparks Joy. Which is a weird one I found. So this is one that I found hard because I only buy palettes that I think I'm going to love. Sometimes they don't turn out well, but I kind of buy them with the intention of liking them. Now there was like maybe a few years ago where I did do the whole let's see how much makeup I buy and do big makeup hauls and do first impressions all the time and buy new makeup, which I don't tend to do now. I tend to, if I see something I really like, then I will get it, but I won't do massive hauls anymore. And I did do a Colourpop haul quite a few years ago, and there is one palette in there which I just kind of bought because I was just trying. I kind of thought, oh, that might be nice, I'll try it. That'd be nice, I'll try it. So not necessarily ones that I was kind of really drawn to, but I just thought would be intrigued to try. And there's one palette in there that I'll be honest, it's one shade out of it, that Sparks Joy, if I'm being completely honest. So it's a Colourpop Wet Pallete, so I believe it's another collab with Bretman. And the reason it's still here, and I might just depop the one shade, is because of the shade Thickums. This silver here, and I've mentioned before, this is the most amazing silver I have ever tried. The formula is really creamy, it looks wet, super pigmented, and it's gorgeous, and you don't need much either. So yeah, it wasn't, I wanted to try it because the blue's in, it wasn't one that I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be wowed by necessarily when I bought it, but the silver in it is stunning. So yeah, I might just depop the silver of this, or if I do like a little, oh, look at that. And yeah, I haven't really found a silver like it, and it's gorgeous. So yeah, I found it hard to answer this question, but I'm going to change it to didn't expect to love an eyeshadow, that Sparks Joy, and I'm going to go with this shade right here because yeah, the palette itself is okay. I think I said if I declutter this, I'll probably get rid of the rest of the palette because it doesn't excite me. You think it would because the blues, but they're not the best of formulas, if I'm being honest. So yeah, the silver, love it. I'm just going to quickly wipe my hands as I've got a white jumper on, so this is not a good idea. Okay, the last 2 questions will have the same palette answer for them, and I've already mentioned the palette as well. And the first one is newest palette in your collection, which is, as we know, the Aether Beauty Moonlight palette. Yeah, I got this, what, November, December time? So yeah, that's definitely the newest palette in my collection, really pretty. And the next question is, first palette used in 2022. Now technically I used 2, because I did my 2021 favourites as my first video in 2022. And I used 2 eyeshadow palettes, but the one I used first out of the 2 was this one. The other one was a Colourtrip palette because I used the liners in it. But this was the first palette I used. So yeah, the Moonlight palette from Aether Beauty was the first palette I used in 2022. Okay, so I hope you found that. So that's the end of the video. I hope you found it interesting and something a little bit different. Yeah, I just saw the video from Make Me Up Miss Out and I really wanted to kind of, I was like, oh, what would be my answers to those questions? So that's why I had a lot of fun doing this. I'll leave the questions also in the description down below. So if you wanted to answer those, then please feel free to. It'd be interesting to see what you like for eyeshadow palettes as well. But I hope you liked this video. Thank you very much for watching. Any requests, leave them down below and I'll see you in my next video.